I'm actually going to be shooting this video again with, like a real professional camera. This way you got something to look at. I'm going to briefly do a short video here. I do think this is extremely important. Let me quickly recap. Remember, we should have our domain, our hosting, we should have our theme set up. We should be ready to build a list. We know how to track. We know how to produce and push forward paid and free traffic. And we know a little bit about ad copy. I'm going to slow it down with some real talk here. Um, and like I said, I'm going to have a real professional video that gets shot for this, and I'm going to put it in place. So if you do see this video, I do apologize, but there's some great information here. I don't really have much for you to look at other than to just listen to me talk. For some reason, the camera is not working at all at this point. So um, really what I want to talk to you about is this, is that one, you need to stay consistent. Consistency is really the key here to success. So what I mean by consistency is that this is a business and you need to set aside some time. Now, it doesn't have to be 8 or 10 hours or something crazy. It could be just, 2 hours every day or 2 hours every other day, depending on your work schedule and what you're doing. But you have to set aside and you have to do things, and you need to make a list of what you need to do, and you need to accomplish things every day to push forward. If you don't, you'll realize that in 30 days you've done nothing but play around on Facebook and you haven't gotten anything done and you haven't made much money. You have to stay consistent and you have to continually do things. This is like a job, but it has the potential to bring you a lot more money um, and give you complete freedom. I want you to separate yourself from everybody and get to work. So come up with a plan. Be creative, please. If you realize that you're just an affiliate for a company doing everything the same as everybody else, well, you probably are not going to get outside of the box. Now, I'm not saying you cannot work for a company, because I'm an affiliate for many companies and I make a lot of money with them. The thing is this, is that I will always try to come up with something creative to be a little bit different. If I'm making good money with a company, well, I might try to develop my own system based around them, or maybe I'll develop my own like small product or free something. I'll come up with a way to stand out from the crowd. You should think this way because it's going to position yourself as a leader, and it's also going to make you a lot more money, and you're going to be able to help more people. So, um, hopefully that does make sense to you. A few other things that I do see a lot in the industry is that you feel like you can't give away your secrets. That's not true. Actually building a relationship and a friendship is really important. People will do business and they'll buy from people they like, know, and trust. But you cannot get to that point until you provide some type of value or you're positioned properly. So a way to do that, if you're not positioned already, is to give away free advice. If somebody asks a question, answer it. Give them the answer, and don't charge them, and don't tell them about your business or give them your link or your whatever. Just let them go about their day, because in their mind they're going to be blown away. Like, I can't believe that dude, that person just gave me that information. Like, I thought I was going to, they were going to. Most people are attacked with business opportunities or hounded. You feel like you're not hounding them because you're all excited and you want to help them, but in their eyes they're being hounded. So if you come at them with this different approach, like you just answer a question and then that's it, it's attractive. It's very attractive. And you'll be surprised that in a week or in a month, when you post something up, that person's like, hey, I want to get involved. And it'll be because you left that seed that planted. So that is something that you should do. Don't be afraid to give away free advice. Now, on the other hand, you have to not be scared to charge people. I know so many great marketers online and they don't make much money because they don't charge people for anything. At some point, you have to charge people for your knowledge. You're taking your time um, to learn, to build, to grow, and you can't give away everything for free. You could give away some of it, and then some of it you charge for. And people are okay with that because you're going to help them, and this is your business. You won't be able to continue on if you don't make money. So be okay with charging people on certain things for money. Standing outside of the box is becoming a leader. But I do think that you need to look around, find other leaders, other people working hard or good attitude or that mesh well with you, and try to form partnerships. Now, I'm not saying split your money or, you have to partner up in a like business sense, but there's ways to JV with people, become friends and work together. You'll build faster. So look for that out in the world. Now, a few things to avoid is do not get brainwashed by a company. I've seen way too many people. I'm going to throw one of them that under the bus that I used to be in. Now I do appreciate them. I have plenty of friends and business people, and I'm sure they'll get mad if they hear this. Um, and I won't actually call out the name. I'll give the initials EN, but I don't like the brainwashing. And brainwashing to me is when you're told, to do 8 steps daily or 6 steps or however many steps it is, and they really know that it's not going to help you as a person. You're just wasting time. They're manipulating you, brainwashing you to stay on auto ship so that you get charged monthly and their company makes more money and their upsells and that, kick in. Companies a lot of times don't tell the full truth. What they say is working, but it works for people towards the top. Or, you'll see these huge testimonials of people that made 10 or 15,000, but what you don't realize is that they've been, they're buddies of the owners for 10 years and they were put in those positions to make that money. The average Joe doesn't come in and make it. So just be conscious that this stuff goes on. There are circles, there are groups, and it's behind the scenes. You don't know that it's happened. I've had, in certain companies, I've done so well, and I literally had to fight, argue tooth and nail to try to get, on stage, or to get recognized as a leader, where you would think that most companies would want to, show off that, somebody else is up there. But what they don't show you is they don't want to take the spotlight away from their other leaders, which are their friends, because if you do that, they'll make less money and people will be unhappy. So there's stuff in this industry that's a little shady. Do your due diligence, research, and I have a lot more about this topic, but for right now, I want to get to day 10 through 14, and I need to shoot this with a real video so you can see me and you can feel the passion that I have for you, because I'm here to help you. I've done this for so long, and I went through, I've been super excited. I've had $1 million ideas get crumbled and crashed because of, scammy people that got involved, or companies, that shut me down because I was making too much money I've went through a lot of trial and error, and I have so much information, and I really am passionate about helping people make money from the internet so that they can help their families, and I want you to be able to see that. So I'm going to shoot the real video, take a look at some of the written text on this page, and I will see you on day 10. Thanks. Bye-bye.